My name is Rita Duncan, and this happened to me in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was a little after midnight, and I was driving a late model BMW M3. I was headed to the library to return books when a police officer turned on his lights to stop me. Now, I wasn't speeding. I signaled the turn, and all the lights in the car were working, so the usual reasons I'm stopped for driving while black didn't apply this time. Before he got to my car, he put both hands. Oh, no, 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 sorry. Sorry.
We can start over.
Okay.
Let's start over from the top. Let me reset. Okay, so whenever you're ready.
All right. My name is Rita Duncan, and this happened to me in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was after midnight, and I was driving a late model BMW M3. I was headed to the library to return books when a police officer turned his lights on to stop me. I wasn't speeding. I signaled to turn. All the lights on the car were functional, so the usual reasons for being stopped driving while black didn't apply to me. Before he got to my car, I know the routine. I put my hands on the steering wheel so he could see them. His hand was on his gun. He shined a light into the car and said, "License and registration." And he said it like that. I kept my hands on the steering wheel and said, my license is in my purse and the registration is in the glove box. May I get them? I said license and registration. His tone seemed confrontational to me, and he kept his hand on his gun. So I narrated my movements while trying to keep my hand, at least one of them, on the steering wheel. I told him I'm reaching for my wallet in my purse, and I'm opening the glove box. What I didn't say to him was, "I'm afraid of you." He glanced at my ID and said, with a nasty tone again, "Why are you out so late?" When I told him I was returning books, he said, "Don't you know the library's closed at this time of night? Stay here." And he walked back to his vehicle. This officer was white. A second policeman arrived as the other was walking, so I became more nervous. But this one had a totally different attitude. He came to the car smiling. He was respectful. He was courteous. And he engaged me in conversation, probably just to put me at ease. I was just thankful. This officer was black. When the first officer came back and found us talking, suddenly he became officer friendly. "Do you know why I pulled you over?" "Well, you were going through that parking lot pretty fast. And this is a really nice car, so I didn't know if you'd stolen it or not." How do you think that made me feel? This wasn't the first time I had experienced behavior like this from the police. Now, I must admit, if I see a police officer, I am usually apprehensive. But this becomes burdensome. And that weight is exhausting because you must navigate uncertainty. You don't know what their intent is. You don't know if your intent will be misconstrued. You can't voice your concerns. You're just vulnerable. And it's frightening. This is a very racialized society. So when a police officer carries that racial content to work, there have been serious consequences. I don't want police making assumptions about me, and I certainly don't want them to shoot me because they fear for their lives, when the basis of that fear, the only basis of that fear, is the color of my skin.